Do you ever get stuck staring at a sentence, thinking, how in the heavens am I gonna animate this? Your mind being completely blank and you're just questioning your whole career as a video editor. Well, lucky for you, I got a solution. Now, coming up with actually good animation ideas is one of, if not the hardest part about video editing. Any intermediate editor could recreate most of the Imangazi or any other popular editing styles, but the mastermind who comes up with the concepts, that's the real talent. So that's what we'll be covering in this video, the secret to endless animation ideas. Now, when it comes to coming up with good ideas, the most crucial step is you need to stop thinking like a video editor and start thinking like a visual translator. Allow me to explain. Every word or sentence or anything like that is basically an idea, and your job is to represent that idea visually. Just as if your video is going to be viewed by a deaf person, even he should be able to understand the message through your animation. Now let's take this sentence for example. I quit waiting for inspiration to strike and started doing my thing. What's the message there? He used to wait and procrastinate for inspiration, but then he decided to act. That's basically the core message. Nothing more, nothing less. When you think of the core message of a sentence, you want to make it as short and concise as possible. So in this case, from waiting to acting. That's the core message. Now there's a few ways you could animate this. Some simple and literal ones, and then we have the good ones, the metaphorical ones. First, you could go with the literal route of maybe just a person with a sad face changing to a happy face, which is not the worst idea actually. If you're starting out, for example, if you're a beginner, that's a totally viable option. But for this sentence, I think we can come up with something way more interesting if we think metaphorically. So the core message, he used to wait and be lazy, but now he's decided to act. Okay, let's try to think outside the box for this one. So the first part of the sentence, waiting for inspiration. What comes to mind when you hear the word waiting? Maybe a clock, an hourglass, something to do with time, stopwatch. It's good, but it's very literal. Remember, we're trying to think metaphorically. Now I want you to go ahead and think about this sentence for 5 seconds and try to come up with an outside the box, a metaphorical concept which you could animate. You can pause the video if you want more time. Okay, you got it now? I came up with a few ideas. First off, how about waiting at a traffic light or some kind of seed or sapling growing and taking forever to grow, or maybe a gift box waiting to be opened. You see how with just a slight mindset shift, we went from very boring literal ideas to completely changing our view and coming up with way more interesting ideas. Now you still have to keep in mind that you actually have to animate this, and a traffic light with maybe a person or actual seed and sapling would be pretty difficult to animate, and we probably need some Blender 3D stuff to make it actually look good. But the gift box one I actually quite like, and it's very doable. So just keep in mind that you don't come up with a too difficult concept and you stay within your skill set. Now speaking of skill set, if you'd like to get guidance from me and other higher level professionals in the field, feel free to check out Creator Syndicate, linked in the description. It's an online educational platform made for every aspiring video editor, where you'll find masterclasses on almost any topic regarding content creation and making money with it. We also have group calls every week, so if you run into any problems in your journey, you can just hop in there and ask your questions, and we'll make sure you succeed. If you're serious about content, this is the shortcut to becoming the best at it. So I'll see you inside. Okay, I really like the gift box idea we came up with, and immediately I can think of a couple ways we could start animating it. So remember, our sentence is, I quit waiting for inspiration to strike and started doing my thing. Now how about we have some kind of gift box which says, do not open until 2026, but then we have a person coming in, and regardless of the message, he still opens the gift box anyways to visualize I started doing my own thing. And then the box spews out colorful lights and all types of great things, and the character looks super relieved, symbolizing the gift of inspiration they got for acting. That sounds really interesting. And this right here is a perfect example of metaphorically thinking about an idea. A gift box doesn't really have any correlation to inspiration or waiting or anything like that, but we still managed to put the two together and create something amazing. And that's what I want you to try to do. Stop thinking so literally and think outside the box. And the best part is you don't have to do all the work yourself. You can and you should use ChatGPT. Now, ChatGPT is actually really good at coming up with metaphorical and actually good ideas for animations. I use it all the time. You can simply tell him, hey ChatGPT, how would you visually animate this sentence using metaphorical and outside the box thinking? Then you insert your sentence here. Then he will give you a bunch of options and you can just go back and forth with him and also use your own creativity till you're happy with the idea. And there you have it. Now remember that coming up with the ideas is one thing and actually animating them is another. So if you want me to make a separate video where I take this exact gift box animation I just came up with and I actually design it, animate it, and show you the full process, then comment down below the word animate, and if there's enough of you guys, I'll get that done for you. So make sure to subscribe to the channel so you don't miss out on that. It's going to be super valuable. And remember to stop thinking so literally and think outside the box. Two things that have nothing to do with each other can easily be turned into an animation if you just think metaphorically. Hopefully this makes sense and hopefully this helps. I'll see you in the next one.